And I am really pleased to tell you that we have 6-shooter recording stars in the studio. Whitehorse, and it's Luke Doucet and Melissa McClelland. Good Scottish name. How are y'all tonight?
Good, how are you?
We're good, we're good.
I am doing great.
You almost called me Sarah McLachlan.
I did. I did. But you're Melissa.
That's right.
Right. Well, we're glad to have you here. I know you just played at Festi this weekend, so you've had probably a busy weekend. Did you get stuck in the rain yesterday?
Actually, no. We've been traveling a fair bit, so we kind of we laid pretty low yesterday. We didn't actually.
We played on Saturday, and the weather was spectacular.
Beautiful.
We flew in from Alberta, Canada, and we played a show in Alberta, and it was below freezing when we left. So when we arrived here, and it was warm and sunny.
Balmy,
it
was changes quick here too, though, as you can tell. As you can tell. So you're both from Canada.
Yes.
And where are you living now?
Well, that seems like a simple question, and it should have a simple answer, but it doesn't. We're homeless in the sense that we're traveling so much that we just decided not to keep a place. We do own a house in Hamilton, Ontario.
We've been renting it out for a couple of years now, and just living on the road. So when we have a couple days off, we just kind of choose where we want to be, and that's home.
That's nice.
Yeah.
You can do that for a while.
Yeah, it's fun.
You can do that. Well, what are you going to play for us first? This is Whitehorse, by the way, everybody. And they're going to play some tunes for us today. WTJU 91.1, the sound choice in Central Virginia.
This first song is called Killing Time. And
Killing Time is Murder.
Yeah, Killing Time is Murder, and it's off our self-titled debut called Whitehorse.
Which came out just over a year ago.
Yeah.
Tongue is a sharpened razor, it'll time will waste everyone. All is said and all is done. Time will waste everyone. All is said and all is done. Time will waste everyone.
Lovely. Who wrote that?
We both did.
Both of you did.
Yeah, I think
How
that
do you
one,
decide how to do that?
it just depends. You know, I think that song started off as a Tom Waits cover, and then we went, wait a second, this doesn't sound like Tom Waits anymore. What if we take the parts that we've written that are not from the Tom Waits original, which was Gun Street Girl?
Yeah.
Because we did a rendition of that song that he put on Rain Dogs, I believe it was, in the mid-1980s. And we do a cover of it that doesn't sound really much like
It
his.
evolved into this completely different thing, and kind of the guitar thing that Luke's doing. So we thought, let's take that guitar part and write a different song to it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what came out.
Well, I read that you were the female Tom Waits.
I love that.
Have you heard anybody say that about yourself?
I did read that. I enjoy that comparison.
But just to clarify for people at home, she is beautiful.
She doesn't look like Tom Waits.
Not that he's not a handsome fella.
And also, let's add that this is husband and wife, which is pretty cool.
Mhm.
So that's a neat thing. Now, we're listening to Whitehorse, and you're listening to WTJU 91.1. And these folks here have some pretty beat up guitars. And, could you tell us a little bit about them?
Well, this one, this is a Harmony Stella, and it's a plywood guitar, so it doesn't have a whole lot of value. You know, if you were to go and buy one, it's not worth a lot. But they have a sound. You know, there's a certain kind of there's a certain sort of back porch thing that you get out of this instrument that you're not going to get out of a brand new expensive Taylor. Not that there's anything wrong with a Taylor. This guitar lived behind this sofa behind a couch at a friend's place in Vancouver, BC, and for years we all a bunch of us guys would go over and hang out and drink beer and pass the guitar around, and it just lived behind his couch. And then he moved to Australia, or to New Zealand, a long time ago, maybe 12, 13 years ago, and I kept it for safekeeping, and he's never getting it back.
Have you done work to it?
You know, there's the amazing thing about this instrument. Usually the Harmony Stellas are not very, very playable because the necks are all worked on them. There's no truss rod, so they're just, you sort of get what you get.
Right.
And they're not worth enough to really bother with an expensive neck reset, so they tend to hang on walls. This one, it just so happens to be really playable. And I, it's been, I've had this on the road with me for almost 14 years, and it's been on more records than any other guitar I've ever owned, and yet for some reason it springs back to life every time I pull it out of the case. I don't know why.
That's amazing.
And this one is a Martin D18, and 73 I think is the year, and it has been crushed and cracked. This neck completely snapped off of it, and it was handed to me in 2 pieces after a show one time. Someone knocked it over, and we just keep repairing it, and it keeps sounding beautiful. It still has that beautiful, warm Martin sound.
We always think of it as it's sort of the Darth Vader of guitars because it's more plastic and machinery than it is wood, but it still sounds like
like wood.
It sounds like like it was just knocked off a mahogany tree, and there you go.
They both sound great, really.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
And so, what are you going to do next for us?
I think we're going to do a song called Broken, and this was actually the first co-writing experiment for Whitehorse. We had solo careers before Whitehorse, and we decided to join forces, and so we wanted to see if we could work together as songwriters, and so we took a couple of older songs of mine and Luke's and reworked them, and this is a song that Luke wrote for his ex-girlfriend.
Oops.
And so I got my hands on it and made a few changes, and this is the new version, and we put it on our debut record. It's called Broken.
I suppose it's a song that I've been playing for a long time, so to use it as the guinea pig and to see if Whitehorse was a capable co-writing machine was a bit bold, but it worked. It worked, courtesy of Melissa's small strokes of genius that will materialize in the second verse. One day you're gonna miss me.
One day you're gonna wake up cold, then you'll wish that you could kiss me. When you're old and you're alone, so cry if you want to. Yeah, you can come undone, but you gotta have a heart to have a broken one. There's no room to breathe this fantasy you're living in. Oh, I need a new perspective. Hey, that's what I said. I need a man like a hole in my head. 'Cause we all love the joyride, but it's a long way home. So if I'm leaving you, you leave me alone. One day you're gonna miss me. One day you're gonna wake up cold, then you'll wish that you could kiss me. When you're old and you're alone, so cry if you want to. Yeah, you can come undone, but you gotta have a heart to have a broken one. Yes, you've gotta have a heart to have a broken one.
Alright, that was very good.
Thank you.
Very nice, very nice. I could tell both of you collaborated on that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Now, we're listening to Whitehorse here, and I wonder how you got your name.
Well, Whitehorse is a city in Canada, and it's very far north in the Yukon. And we wanted to stick to Canadian geography. That's where we're from. Those are our roots. But we do play Americana music, so we wanted there to be some kind of reference to Canadiana.
Canadiana? I was wondering how you phrase the music you play.
Yeah, it's always hard to kind of box it into...
Because it's not Americana.
No.
Really, even though
we draw from a lot of American roots music. You know, we draw from blues, we draw from country, we draw from rock and roll. So
it's always an interesting question, you know, the whole when you categorize things. I mean, you know, it's hard to sort of refrain. But I don't want to categorize it. I understand the point of categories. I mean, I like blues, I like country, I like rock and roll, I like rockabilly, I like you know, surf music, bluegrass. But you know, the Americana definition, as far as it applies to popular music, is sort of it's taken on a bit of a life of its own as of late, right? The Grammys have just recently introduced an Americana category, and the Americana Music Association out of Nashville has their awards every year. So it's kind of, it seems like there's a community that's grabbed onto it and said, okay, let's make this our own. And I completely understand that. But as Canadians, when you look at it through the paradigm of Neil Young or Gordon Lightfoot or of Ian and Sylvia or the band or Joni Mitchell, it starts to look sort of Canadian too from our perspective. And I realize the term Americana doesn't mean the United States of America. It means, you know, on the eastern seaboard of the Atlantic, or western seaboard of the Atlantic Ocean, and includes Canada. But it seemed like we're going to spend a lot of our lives touring in Europe and the United States and all over the world, and we wanted our name to be representative, at least a bit of a beacon of the fact that we're from Canada.
Yeah, we like the idea of Whitehorse because it's this remote, kind of out of reach place, and it's, you know, it's a place that not a lot of Canadians ever get to in their lifetime.
That's true. It's probably not unlike Anchorage or something. It's kind of off the beaten path.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we have a radio show here on WTJU called Atlantic Weekly, and it features, Atlantic Weekly Part 1, features music from Canada and the Americas.
Right.
You know, and the second half of Atlantic Weekly features music from the other side of the Atlantic, and that's Saturday mornings from 8 to 12, so all you listeners out there, stay tuned for that too. Well, got another song?
Yeah.
Sure we do. What are we doing?
Speaking of American music, we're gonna do a cover song, one of our favorite American songwriters.
Yeah, we often, this song wasn't born as a country song, I don't think, but we've adapted it and sort of twisted it and maybe made it into a country song. It hails from the great country and western state of New Jersey. And it's our favorite Bruce Springsteen song. Is it our favorite? Or just the one we play now?
I think it's up there.
Yeah, it's a pretty great song. Hey, little girl, is your daddy home, or did he go and leave you all alone now? I got a bad desire.
Oh, I'm on fire. Tell me now, baby, is it good to you? Can it do for you the things that I do? Oh, I can take you high.
Sometimes it's like someone took a knife, baby, edgy and dull, and cut a 6-inch valley through the middle of my soul. At night I wake up in the sheets, are soaking wet, and there's a freight train running through the middle of my head. Only you can cool my desire. Sometimes it's like someone took a knife, baby, edgy and dull, and cut a 6-inch valley through the middle of my soul. At night I wake up, the sheets soaking wet. There's a freight train running through the middle of my night. Only you can cool my desire. Daddy home, where did he go and leave you all alone? I've got a bad desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh, I'm on fire.
Wow, that was pretty. Listening to Whitehorse on WTJU Charlottesville, the sound choice in Central Virginia, and you guys are very fine-tuned with each other. So where did you meet?
Well, Melissa actually hired me to produce an album for her. We were both living in Toronto at the time. This was about 9 years ago. And she was just about to make her second solo album, which was called Stranded in Suburbia, and I produced a record. So our relationship has been musical long before it was anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So we've done 1,000 shows together over the last 8 or 9 years, and we always joke that our relationship was strictly professional for weeks.
For weeks.
Yeah, then now we're married, and then it is what it is. But we've been making music together for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so we definitely have that musical chemistry right off the bat, but it's grown and evolved over the years, and I think it got to the point where we felt like it was pretty ridiculous that we weren't doing this full time together.
Yeah.
So we put our solo careers on the back burner.
Yeah, it became pretty obvious to me that my music was always better when Melissa was involved, and she would be just playing guitar, singing backup vocals in my band, and then I would be doing the same thing in her band.
Right.
And then our fans were maybe I'd show up at a show in Saskatoon, and Melissa wouldn't be with me because she'd be out doing her own thing, and my fans would be like, well, where's Melissa? She's part of your band, right? And I'd be, well, yeah, maybe sometimes, but it just got to the point where it was getting confusing. Like, we need to just work together all the time.
That's cool.
It's always better when we're together.
And then you got married?
Yeah, well, we
got married 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 6.5 years ago. So.
It was we had.
And we just formed Whitehorse a year and a half ago.
Now, do you perform at festivals all over
Canada
and America?
Yeah, we spend the summer playing festivals in Canada, and actually Festi was the first American festival that Whitehorse has ever played.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is really pretty amazing. I mean,
that's great.
To be fair, we had been on the road. We did a bunch of shows with the Wood Brothers,
and
that included coming to Charlottesville and playing at the Southern. Is that what it's called?
Right, the Southern.
And so the gentleman whose name escapes me now, who promotes Festi and puts that together, he was there, and he's like, would you come out and play this festival? And of course, it's a good, festivals are a good environment for us. I mean, because we like, generally the music that happens is sort of copacetic with what we do, but also the relationship between people who, there's a lot of cross-pollination, and people that are there tend to want to hear different stuff. It's just a good environment for what we do.
And I have to say that festival is right up there. It's pretty spectacular.
Mm-hmm.
It's so beautiful, and it's run really, really great. The music's great. They treat the artists well, good food, good music. It's great,
And we've been doing festivals. The Canadian festival circuit is similar to the U.S. festival circuit. We have big folk festivals. The biggest ones in the country are Edmonton and Calgary and Winnipeg and Vancouver. And they're 20,000-25,000 people, and they have big headlining acts and stuff. A lot of fun. But we're just sort of starting to get a sense of what it might be like down here. And if things go as well as we hope they will, we'll be spending. I mean, we're already down here a couple months a year, but it'd be nice to spend 6 or 7 months a year working down here.
Where are you heading next?
We're leaving here and going straight to Asheville, North Carolina.
Good spot.
Yeah, we have a show there tomorrow night, and then on to Nashville, and we're pretty much on the road through the States for the next 4 weeks, and we're ending up in Texas, so we're covering a lot of ground.
Wow, that's great.
Then after Texas, I guess we fly back east for a week or two, and then I'm actually running the Philadelphia Marathon, and then from there we'll go straight
That's
to
what he does on his time off. He has time off, he runs a marathon.
That keeps him going.
I train.
Yeah, you train.
I do train.
Well, why don't you do one more song for us?
Sure, we're going to do one from our upcoming record, which is coming out in the States in January.
Although, if I understand correctly, you have an advanced copy and you'll be able to play some
copy
tracks.
here, yes. So
which one is that?
The Fate of the World Depends on This Kiss.
Right. I'm going to play something on that after you're
Okay.
done.
Good. Okay, so we're going to do a song from that. We wrote this song on a boat. We were actually on the Americana cruise ship.
What was it called? Kayamo?
Kayamo, and Emmylou Harris was there, and Lyle Lovett, and
John
Randy
Hyatt?
Carlisle, and John Hyatt, and we were in good company.
I watched Lyle Lovett eat his breakfast, and it was pretty thrilling. I made a point of not going up to him and telling him that he was eating his breakfast. That was my compulsion, was to go, oh my God, you're Lyle Lovett, you're eating eggs. But I refrained.
Was it the list and the sway? Was it the roll and the pitch?
Drunken Gulf of Mexico or the 7-year itch.
I hear the mating calls of fireflies, some celestial blues.
And they're bringing me around again, and that's something I can use.
Now I see nothing but the water, and it's falling from the face. It is the fate.
It is the fate.
It is the fate.
It is the face
I wanna show you. Well, I remember to remember that without you I'm a shadow.
I'm a drifter in a bar, flying whatever else you had to be.
Yeah, it's true, I've come around now. I can even touch my toes.
All the running and the talking, yeah, now everybody knows. You never speak, but I can hear you
As you sing out from your mismatched eyes, they are the eyes.
They are the eyes
They are the eyes
I will to die with.
We're on a boat out on the ocean. There's nothing more to share.
We've gone from one wave to another and back again to where
We go, the guitars are hung over, and the songs are fast asleep.